Hi. So I don't really have any new real updates for the camper besides that I got these strips for the door and the windows, but I realized it won't really fit the windows, so that's not so important. And I got new what are those called? I'm looking at them and the word just escaped my mouth. Curtains to divide the camper up and a new space here. But that's not what I'm here for today. Besides, I almost forgot to record something for this weekend. But I got stickers. Well, actually, I bought. Let me think. Oh gosh, probably about 700 stickers, but mainly gave them to my mom. But we went through them, divided them between me, her, my sisters, my niece's nephew, and her friend. I got a message. But I'll respond to that in a moment. But this is one of the stickers. So I don't know if this is going to be the right way or not, but then I got the sticker. So some of them are pretty neat. So this one says, "We are out there." I actually have a sticker out on the door right now that actually says, "Go away," and it's a cat. It's like, grr. Talking to my friend there. There's a kitty cat. So I'm just gonna pause this. Okay, and we're back. So I was just talking to my friend there. I have this weird phobia of chickens. Oh, right, I gotta move the cameras over here. So this weird phobia of chickens, and so I can't remember what it's really called. I have a lot of weird phobias, but I essentially think chickens are evil, and they're like, grr. I used to work on a lot of farms. Not a lot, but I used to be a farmhand in my early 20s, in my late 19-year-old age. Uh, so, so the other thing that I used to do, besides working as a farmhand, I actually learned how to drive a tractor. This is cool. And I don't actually know how to drive a car, but meow, I can drive a tractor. Why meow? Um, and so I worked on a gray egg farm, and that consisted of collecting chicken eggs, cleaning eggs, sorting through them, grading them, which would be having them go through this conveyor belt, and with a light on there, which sorry, um, would let me know if it was perfectly not cracked, if it was cracked, or if it was really cracked. Now, if it wasn't cracked, um, they were perfect. They were grade A. They were grade A egg, and so they were to be sold. And if they had a little bit of crack, they were sold to restaurants. And so if they had a hole in them or too big of a crack, that was like, yo, this is not sterile. We would have to give them to dogs that were in the house. So I mean, it totally works. I'm just gonna try and put something here so I know to stay over here and not over here because ooh, maybe my phone. Yeah, that works. That works. I think. There we go. So, I thought that was really cool. And working at the farms were cool. So, what else was the process we did? Oh, yes, collecting the eggs. So this is where I developed my phobia of chickens. So my phobia of chickens is because I am completely convinced they are evil. They peck at your hands, and I was always told always wear gloves and always wear thick jeans and rubber boots. It was a necessity because chickens are evil. Okay, they didn't say chickens are evil. All right, they didn't. Okay, they didn't. They told me it is because the chickens will peck at you. And there are times that we actually had to separate the chickens that had a little bit of blood on them from the other chickens because the other chickens will peck the injured chicken to death. And it was just blowing my mind, kind of like this. It was like, and so that's when I started having my hatred of chickens. Not so much hatred, I just don't like them, and I think they're evil. Um, this is doing something, I don't know what it's doing. But, what's this one say? Jurassic Park. I mapped that one. But, and the other things I did was eat their own eggs. And that's if you were taking them away and, to collect them. There wasn't any chicks in them and whatnot because there was no rooster. And so that was one of the things that really bothered me and freaked me out was knowing that they might peck me and they might want to kill the little chickadee egg and like kill it. I mean, there's nothing in it. but like destroy it and eat it, and just really weirded me out. And so the other thing that I used to work as was oh, what did I used to do? So many other things, but oh yes, when I used to drive the tractor. So when I used to drive the tractor, um, oh goodness, that was so much fun. I was disc carrying. That's most of what I can do. It's not much, I know, but it's something, and I think it's really cool. My ex-husband wouldn't let me learn much more than that because I got really good at it. And the other thing I was doing was I was helping him move the old silage to another pile that we were disposing of because they just left them there in the field for way too long, so they just had to go. Don't mind my double chin, I'm just noticing it. Um, so I thought, that was cool, and I actually almost got a job, but he was, how's this story again? How am I go back? So he was going to talk to his new boss, and his boss showed up, and his boss was saying something about work, and he saw me playing with my brother-in-law's tractor, and what I was doing was just like driving around and putting the thing up and down and poking things and just having fun, killing time, because I knew my husband was talking, and so that was going to be like forever and a day that he was just going to. I mean, I talk a lot, but like he outspoke me, so that was just like whoa. So I was sitting there playing around with it, and then I saw them pointing and laughing at me, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I should stop this. And so I thought, whatever. And so when they left, my husband told me, hey, you almost got a job. Did you know that? And I was like, no, I didn't know the job. I was over here. So how could I know I almost had a job? So the job I almost got was in heavy equipment operating with my husband. This one says Star Wars coffee. And he was like, oh, your wife there, your girlfriend, because we weren't married yet. But he was like, oh, how long has she been driving trucks? She look like she's really good at it. And she knows what she's doing, and she's looking for a job. Sorry, my dad's just driving by. And my husband's like, yeah, she's looking for a job, but she's not a heavy equipment operator. She's just learning. This is her second summer on the tractor. And so I end up, you know, sorry, I dropped the thing. End up not getting a job that I didn't know I could have got. So that was kind of a bummer. So that's what happened there. Oh, why my phone going off? That's my friend just messaging me. We're talking about farming and how we're not really sure if we can really do it because, animals and whatnot. So this one I took because I know my mom would have wanted to take it, but it's like, I'm just going to show you. I'm native, by the way. I'm native, by the way, so I don't even know how to handle this one. I mean, we got the headdress. We got this non-native looking female. I can't say she's not non-native because I look kind of pale. And we got this makeup that looks like it's inspired by Mexicans. I'm sorry, but from Mexico, and like I can't remember what they call it, but that beautiful makeup they have there, but that's not my culture. So I'm gonna pause you again. We're back. Hi. So yeah, it's a sticker. As you can see, I took a lot of pretty much all of the Star Wars ones because, yeah. Meow. Crazy cat lady. I mean, I have two cats in the background. If you hear a dog or two, that would be my mom's dogs, and they're named Lara. They're grown now. So their names are 5-0 and Baby. And occasionally there might be a hollow bark in the background, but I highly doubt you'll hear her when that means chocolate. So we want you. Best. Kind of lost track what I'm talking about, and if I ever watch these, I'll be like, whoa, how stoned were you? The answer is very. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. Farmhand. I was a full-time student. I was a mom, and I was in an abusive relationship. A very abusive relationship. I was in many, actually, not at the same time, but a lot of my partners were abusive in one sense or the other, and my cat is chasing his tail. Oh, he stopped. I was going to show you, but he stopped. But yeah, so that's just how shit happens sometimes, and it sucks. I got out of there eventually. I lost everything. My whole life, I lost my children. I lost everything I owned. I lost my world, right? And it was hard. And that's okay because, I eventually got myself up. I picked myself up. I got my life situated, and then I messed up again, and I picked another wrong partner, and I got another abusive relationship. But now I just have this boy in my life. He thinks he's a dog. I have what you call puppy cats. Cats that are convinced they are dogs. Isn't that right, Pika? And there you see popping out is his sister, Miss Buttercup. She also thinks she's a dog. They hiss and growl at people they don't know. So, I'm very ADHD, so I get very distracted very easily, so my bad. But yeah, so that's kind of helps me cope with things I dealt with in my past now, is just moving on. It's kind of what I do. I deal, I cope, I understand, and then I move on. Um, it hurts still. I call him my ex-husband because we're no longer together, but we are still legally married. He can't get my first name spelled right. Can't get my last name right. Can't get my birthday right. But I can't expect too much from a man who can't spell his own name. I won't say what his name is, but I'll tell you how he used to misspell his name. He used to misspell his name as brain. Yeah. So he also got our daughter's name wrong. First, middle, last. No, I'm lying. He got her last name right because that's his last name. He got a birthday wrong though. Year, month, day. Um, so yeah. I lost the custody case. I grew up in foster care, so where I grew up as is anyone else as a teenager who has what do you call it? Has like a temper tantrum or gets angry or just has a hissy fit and storms off, yells, walks off. That's what people do sometimes as youth when they're dealing with their emotion. Parents usually like, all right, whatever, you're grounded, we'll deal with it. In foster care and in group homes, you get written up. And when you're in foster care for as long as I was, from the ages of 5 until I was about 21, no, 20, just before I turned 21, you have a lot of documentation on your entire childhood, and any little thing that might have pissed you off one day or anything that might have upset you will be and has been recorded, and that is just the way it is. And it's hard because when you get out of foster care and you have children, they use every single thing you've ever done against, like anything wrong, they use it against you. And that's including therapy notes and all that other very private stuff that I thought was safe to talk about, what was used against me in court. Um, Including the fact that if it wasn't for my childhood and what I went through, I would have been diagnosed as a schizophrenic because I grew up in foster care where I was, how did I describe? What did they say? It was because on my test scores, I wrote that I did feel like I was being watched and followed, and that people were documenting everything I was doing. It was because that was my reality. My teachers knew who I was. They would keep a special eye on me. They would write things down about me. They would talk about me, and I would hear it, and that's just the way it was. Group home staff did, social workers, youth workers, the drivers who took you to and from therapy, to your foster home, to going on a respite from your foster home to going on visitations from your family. I mean, your entire life is documented. And so just think of any little thing you've done wrong that you're like, oh my gosh, I hope no one remembers that. In my reality, it was remembered and it was documented in a lot of things, and it's humiliating. And to have all that things used against me when I was dealing with my kids and losing them, it was hard, and they were using things that shouldn't have been brought up against me, like the fact I was abused in many different ways as a child, that they said I would do the same to my children. I haven't had the easiest life. I haven't had the best life. I haven't had the worst life. But it hasn't been easy. So, and that's okay. Because I'm still here. I'm still working on myself. I'm okay. I'm content with life, you know? I have this camper. I have my own space. I have my cats. I'm pretty sure they just did something with the heater because it just stopped working, but that's okay. They drive me nuts someday. I wake up to poop on the floor. But, you know, I do wake up to cuddles, and I wake up to mom in the house. I have my nieces and nephews that come over. I see my sister. There's my dad, my uncles, my family. There's Kirby. If you don't know who Kirby is my uncle's dog. My buddy. Oh wow, this was the longest video I recorded. So yeah, so this was like I guess just me wanting to tell people about me while showing off my awesome stickers. They're just so cool. So yeah. Um yeah, there's a lot more other stuff about me and why I would have been diagnosed with so many other different things, but what I do have is ADHD. They say I have ODD, but as someone with ODD, I'm like, yo, I don't have it. It don't exist. But I do acknowledge that, you know, it does technically exist. But I don't have it. I mean, if you tell someone don't press the big red button, you're gonna pick the big red button. So, I am gonna stop this recording it here because I'm trying to remember record a video at least once a week. I know really no one sees these. I mean, like, hi, people who do, thank you. You know, I think it's cool. Yeah, but Lomutus. I'll see you guys again next week. Yeah, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'm usually there. It's NeMeowChange. I don't know what that one is. Hang on, I'll go on my Instagram here. Because it can't really spell it the way it's said. Ooh, that's not my Instagram. Meow, Miriam. It's not my cat. I'm a crazy cat lady. Oh, I really should have found the other word for crazy and cat lady.